Hi, everyone. I'm Jackson Kennedy, and this is tonight's sports. Well, it's Sunday, and looking at the schedule, it's also the last day of any meaningful sports for us aficionados of America's favorite pastime. Major League Baseball is breaking for a few days for their All-Star game, at least unlike February, when both the NBA and NHL took a hiatus for their All-Star festivities. We won't have to wait as long. Besides, we'll have some hoop coverage from the WNBA to keep us preoccupied until then. So sit back, relax, have another beer, and don't sweat it. Beginning in the American League and starting with Eastern Division leading Toronto, the Blue Jays lost their second straight to the A's as the team without a home doubled up their hosts 6-3. The Bronx Bombers, two back of those Jays entering today's action, remain 2 games back thanks to yet another spanking administered by NL East leading Chicago 4-1. Both teams losing meant yet another opportunity for the scorching hot Boston Red Sox to gain ground on each, which they did, defeating the Devil Rays 4-1 for their 10th straight win. The Red Sox are now just 3 back of the lead and 1 back of the Yankees. For any of those 3 teams, though, there's always the wild card. That's also fortunate for a lot of other clubs, like Seattle, for instance. They hold that last slot, and they had to have loved their weekend series against baseball's best, the Detroit Tigers. The Mariners put up 35 runs in their 3-game sweep, winning today 8-4. And Texas, 2 back of the Rays and 3.5 back of Seattle. They won 2, taking down the West Division leading Astros 5-1. The Twins, right behind Texas, lost to the Bucks, though, 2-1, so that'll hurt them a tad. And the Angels, tied with Minnesota, know that pain as they lost to Arizona 5-1. Finally, Cleveland and KC, each in the running at 4.5 back, won their final games heading into the break. The Guardians topping the White Sox 6-5 and the Royals edging the Mets 3-2. Speaking of the Mets, because New York lost and the Phillies were 2-1 winners over San Diego, Philadelphia slips back into first in the NL East. In the Central, we already told you of the Cubs besting the Yankees, and Milwaukee, trailing the Cubs by a game, kept pace with an 8-1 thrashing of the Nationals. Lastly, out west, the division-leading Dodgers clipped the Giants again, this time 5-2 for their second straight win. Moving to hoops in the WNBA, the New York Liberty, reigning league champs and first in the East, showed the second-place Atlanta Dream, who's still boss, with a 79-72 win. Today also marked the first time this year's top pick, Paige Beckers, went up against last year's top pick, Caitlin Clark, and though Beckers outscored Clark 21-14, Indiana batted around Dallas pretty good, 102-83. Elsewhere, Washington topped Seattle 74-69, and the Sparks eclipsed the Sun 92-88. Which brings us to our coveted All-Star stud performance for today. And with all due apologies to Miami Marlins left fielder Kyle Stowers, who smacked 3 dingers and drove home 6 in the finale of his homecoming in Baltimore, we had to go with Wimbledon champ Jannik Sinner, who beat Carlos Alcaraz 3-1 for this year's men's championship. Yeah, neither Sinner or Alcaraz are American, like women's finalist Amanda Anisimova. But hey, you got a right to win a major Grand Slam tournament like Wimbledon. Besides, if we recognize the women's winner yesterday, it would be sexist of us if we didn't tip our hat to the men's winner today. And that's why Jannik Sinner, everyone, is our ass of the night.